Attorney General Eric Holder made some sweeping changes to a controversial federal program Friday in a move that could curb cops from seizing people's property without good reason. The new measures prohibit local and state police from using the Department of Justice's asset forfeiture program to confiscate the vehicles, valuables, cash, or property of anyone suspected of wrongdoing. Property that poses a public safety hazard like firearms, ammunition, explosives, and child pornography can still be seized under the law. Civil forfeiture has become an increasingly controversial issue over the past few years. If you haven't been following this particular debate, here's a brief rundown of what civil forfeiture means and why it's important. Civil forfeiture, as we know it, took off during the Reagan administration when it was seen as a tool to help fight the war on drugs. The policy gives police federal authority to seize property from anyone suspected of criminal wrongdoing and split the proceeds with the federal government.
The general core of the civil forfeiture law is to capture the cash or ill-gotten gains or contraband that criminals have used to commit a particular crime.
A recent investigation by the Washington Post found one such forfeiture program has taken $2.5 billion in cash since 2000. $1.7 billion stayed with local authorities, while federal agencies received $800 million from the program. Proponents of the practice say civil forfeiture represents a kind of poetic justice, using the proceeds of drug cartels to fund the officers who go after them. But civil forfeiture isn't always motivated by the public good.
This guy drives up in a 2008 Mercedes, brand new, just so beautiful. The cops were undercover and it was like, ah!
Stories of civil forfeiture abuse, of local police departments seizing the cash, cars, and even homes of innocent people have been piling up over the past few years. And outrage has been growing on both sides of the aisle.
If a criminal does bad things and gets due process and is convicted, then I don't care if he loses property. But with civil forfeiture, innocent people get punished.
These civil forfeiture laws have warped law enforcement priorities and perception.
It's not fair. It's not right. But there's no telling when this nightmare will end.
Lawmakers have petitioned the Department of Justice to end federal forfeiture programs, and Kentucky Senator Rand Paul introduced a bill last year to place heavy restrictions on how forfeitures would operate. Holder's new measure only eliminates civil forfeiture on the federal level. Most states already have similar measures in place. In many cases, though, local measures require police to hand over proceeds to their respective cities or states. Since most of the proceeds from federal civil forfeitures went right back to local police departments, opponents of the practice hope getting rid of the federal law will take away an incentive to abuse the policy. For Newsy, I'm Connor Hickox.